Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx. Let's continue Everlasting Summer. There's no time to lose. We have to go with the story. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Olga Dmitrievna said, "So what are you thinking?" "About what?" "We searched for Shurik all around. It's noon and he's nowhere to be found." He took a note of the rim, but didn't want to point it out. "We looked all over the camp. I went all around the neighboring forest." Olga Dmitrievna looked at me. "And I helped too." "We must call the police." "Maybe we should wait until the evening?" I asked lazily. "Maybe he went home?" "That can't be. Shurik lives thousands of miles away." "By train?" "The nearest station." She paused. "Is far off." Now it was getting interesting. Every time the conversation reached a point concerning ways I could leave the Sovyonok, all the camp inhabitants started changing the subject. "How far is far?" "Really far." The camp leader looked at me, indicating with her expression that asking more questions was not advised. "So we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe he got lost." "Shurik always takes a compass," chimed in electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magic vest, assuming he has one. If I were to get lost in the forest, a compass would be of no real use. "Police! We should call the police in the evening." "Not right now, at least." "Okay, so do it later." They were all silent. "We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time." "If he actually got lost, we have no time to lose." "We cannot be sure." "Then where is he? Where?" There was some truth to the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like that is suspicious. Why would he do that? Shurik seemed to me to be quite a serious pioneer. Uliana would have been a better fit for this behavior. So there is good reason to believe that he was gone. All that can be done has already been done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia Electronic Olga Dmitrievna looked at me sorrowfully but didn't say a word. I finished my lunch, took the tray back and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. What now? The camp was drifting off for an afternoon nap. Only Genta stared at me through his glasses. Of course he was staring somewhere else, but I had a feeling that he was constantly watching me. I bet he knows where Shurik is hiding. He just can't say anything. The disappearance of the cybernetics club's leader made me think. Maybe it's got something to do with my case. "Oh, Piotr! Oh, hello, nurse!" The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously. "Go and take my place in the infirmary." "I have an urgent call. Somebody is injured." "Me?" "Yes, you! You take the keys." The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in this camp? What exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? And what do I know? Do I now? I missed my chance to refuse. I stood in front of the door uncertainly. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I spent half an hour or so here and she will be back. But what if someone comes for actual help? With a broken leg or a head injury? I began to worry too much. I hope that there are no injuries more serious than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, I could not shake the idea in a serious situation I would be absolutely useless. I don't even know how to perform CPR. A magazine on the nurse's table caught my attention. A good way to relax. I guess this is labeled Soviet fashion. The publication date or month were absent. However, this was not a surprise. There were much stranger things happening here. I didn't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have publication dates on them. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from the glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. I smirked. I wonder if Slavia, for example, considered this fashionable. I can only imagine what would happen if she appeared in my time, wearing something like this. Imagine we are walking hand in hand. I'm wearing my coat with the hood and she's dressed in a lavish dress covered with lace and things. Seems like I'm already imagining Slavia in my world. With me. And not only Slavia. This dress better suits Uliana. This cute sarafan would look good on Lisa. This skirt and cardigan would look nice on Lena. If only they could be real. Oh, I saw them, heard them, could even touch them. But still, they are here and I simply don't belong in this place. It's alien to me. I'm just waiting for a chance to get out of here. Waiting because nothing is up to me anymore. I sighed, put my head on the table and fell asleep. I was awoken by the noise of the door opening. Lena stood at the door. The nurse isn't here? Then I will come back later. I am substituting her for her. Since I am responsible for Pioneer's leaves, I should do it with full responsibility. Although in fact I was just afraid of something bad happening because of me. Any health complaints? I tried to give Lena the most professional smile I could in order not to confuse her. Nothing special. Just a little headache. Let's do this. Some painkillers maybe. Of course I wasn't aware where to find required medicines, so it took me a while to find them. Finally, I handed a metamizole tablet to Lena. Thanks. She smiled. That was completely unexpected and I lost touch with reality, staring at her. What? Lena turned awkward in an instant. Listen, I've been wondering, do you like this? I don't know what got into me, but I grabbed that magazine from the table and showed her the picture of a skirt and a cardigan, which would really suit Lena in my opinion. Maybe I went completely nuts, thinking about all the girls being my ward. Or maybe I wanted to distract myself instead of just waiting for the nurse to come back. Lena looked at the picture. Yeah, I guess. Is stuff like this in fashion? I guess. She got confused and started blushing. Why do you ask? Really, why? I think you'd look gorgeous in it. Just asking. Well, that's actually easy, this one. Thank you. It's alright, I'm just being completely honest. We were quiet for some time. How is your headache? Much better, thank you. She smiled. I'll be off. Good luck. Lena went out and I continued to look through the magazine. After a while somebody knocked at the door again. Seems that the infirmary is the most popular place to go. I wonder why. Suddenly I decided to roleplay a nurse. Just a male version. And said, "Come in." The door opened and Liana entered the room. Whoa, did I miss the moment when you decided to start knocking? Anything wrong with me knocking? She frowned. Where does it hurt? Why on earth would I tell you? Where is the nurse? Right in front of you. I imposingly crossed my legs and looked questioningly at her. I'd better go. I'd be better to die than be treated by you. She smiled mischievously. You didn't even let me try. Liana thought for a moment. Thought you could give me some pills. What's bothering you? It took her some time to reply. A heavy stomach. Sure it's not an empty head? I muttered under my breath. What did you say? Nothing. Give me a second. I found the pills in the first drawer I opened. Thank you, doctor! She smiled cheerfully. Watching Juliana, I could not imagine how much an optimistic and active child could have any health problems. Overdose of solo and candies, right? Got food poisoning from the canteen. I want to use that, but she once got offended, but something like that, right? Alright, got food poisoning from the canteen? Considering the local cuisine, it's not that surprising. Maybe? She smirked. I see you're still alive and kicking. Well, I'm not complaining. Bye! See ya. Uliana ran out of the infirmary, slamming the door. Again, I went back to studying Soviet fashion trends. Time passed, but the nurse was still absent. I wasn't searching for Turing, wasn't looking for any clues concerning my situation. I was just sitting and flipping through a magazine. Just for a moment I felt quite satisfied with this situation. So far everything that has happened here could be seen as just a trip to a summer camp, and if nothing changes anytime soon, then I can start worrying. Again somebody knocked on the door. Did I miss the outbreak of an epidemic? Slavia was standing at the doorway. Oh hi, isn't the nurse here? Hi, no, she's not here. I'm taking over for today. Great! I'd like... She hesitated. What? By the way, Semyon, Slavia said and looked intently at me. What? It seems like I lost my keys. Have you seen them anywhere? Sure I have. Yeah, here, I found them near the canteen yesterday. I wanted to return them to you, but forgot about it. I was really bad at lying. My cheeks were red, my eyes were wandering around, and hands were constantly shaking. Here. I was already preparing myself for an appropriate scolding, but Slavia only took the keys and said, Thanks. So, what have you come for? I really needed to change the subject. Does anything hurt? No, it's nothing. Strange. I wouldn't even think that such an open person as Slavia would keep something quiet. If there's something bothering you, tell me. That's why I'm here, to treat people. I smiled wildly. No. I mean, yes, but no. Hearing that made anything possible, even division by 0. So, how can I help you? You? I guess you can't. She smiled and was going to leave, but suddenly stopped. However, could you step out for a minute? Why not? Okay. I stepped out of the infirmary and leaned against the wall. I wonder what might she be doing, something that I can't even see. After a minute the door opened and Slavia came out. She was carrying a small bundle. Ask about the bundle. Don't ask. Good luck. I shouted after her. Thank you! She gave me one of her sweet smiles before leaving. I think that was a better idea, actually. I looked at the time. It was getting late. I'd read the magazine backwards and forwards, but the nurse still wasn't here. Suddenly the door bursts open and Alisa rushed inside. Love the music. She looked at me personally. What are you doing here? Sitting? I admitted honestly. Okay then. It's even better without the nurse. She murmured. Are you sick? I asked acidly. Alisa didn't answer and came closer to me. Move over. Why? So I can open the drawer, isn't it obvious? What for? She got angry. None of your business! Well, I'm kinda in charge here. She gave it moment's thought. Then give me some activated carbon. Stomachache? Yeah? She grinned sharply. I got the feeling there was something wrong here. She's lying. But, well, I don't want to get on a bad way with her, this one. But you never know. What if she really has an age? Okay. I reached the drawer and got out a packet of activated carbon. Thanks. She wrested it from my hand and ran away. It was 50 minutes till dinner and the nurse still wasn't back. I guess just leaving the place like this won't do. She asked me to look after it after all. And who knows what might happen if I leave. Who would want to steal anything from here? Except for Lisa stealing activated carbon. I opened the magazine again and began flipping through it for the nth time. The fashion of the 80s weren't that fun anymore. Yawning got me several times. It was already 6 o'clock. So dinner has already started. Of course I had to be on the watch till the end, but my stomach seemed to have its own opinion on the matter. So I stood up and steadily headed to the exit. A rustling sound came from behind the door. Could it be someone else who got poisoned, broke their arm, or something even worse? I sat heavily and pulled the doorknob. However, there was no one out there. Seems it was just my imagination. I returned inside and instantly noticed that something had changed in the infirmary. To be precise, an apple had appeared on the table. But where from? Fruits can't just materialize from thin air by themselves, can they? For in this camp, anything is possible. Chances are someone just brought it here. Maybe Helena wanted to thank me. Given that she's all shy and... But wait. How could she just slip past me like that? Helena wouldn't climb through the window after all. So there must be something else. I was suddenly overwhelmed by fear. What if the apple is poisoned? Why would someone complicate things when I'm here totally helpless and can be killed by more easily? Or it might be the apple which Eve tasted in the Garden of Eden. In that case, I certainly shouldn't eat it. The same second my stomach reminded me it was there by rumbling traitorously. However, it would take time to close the infirmary to reach the canteen to get food. My stomach is about to eat itself. There is nothing wrong, I guess. Once again, I tried to remember if this apple was here before. In the end, it must have appeared from somewhere. Maybe it got here through the window. The shutter was slightly open. So someone must have reached it in and put it here. Nothing serious, however. Let's end the episode here and we'll decide in the very beginning of the next one. See you then. Bye.